Hi, it's Terence here from Gods of War. We have Raymond Phillips here with us today. He's come down from Joburg. He is the MMASA President. Phillips, first, thank you for making a visit here to PE and coming to discuss the way ahead. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate you on winning the IMF Coach Certification Program. Big achievement, because I know a lot of work's been put in to get the MMASA coaches registered. Just give us a bit more about how you went about winning that award at the IMF's award ceremony last night.
Well, I'll just give you a brief. We've been involved with IMF since the first World Championship, and so basically I met up with Dr. Andrei Mashinov. He started off the coaching courses that we actually brought him over first time. It's about 2 years ago, and he did our course in Gauteng as well as Natal, where we basically registered about over 20 odd coaches. And he was here last year again, just before COVID came through. He did another course, and we also covered we covered the Natal and the Gauteng area. Unfortunately, we couldn't get to the Cape Province due to certain reasons. We needed to, and that's why I'm here at this current stage, so that we can see what the problems are in the Cape Province. And
so we could be looking at this in the future.
Yes,
next year, sometime next year, we can have a program here.
To be honest, Dr. Andrei Mashinov has already asked me twice when can he do the Cape Province, and I had to decline him. But I think it will be possible next year. Everybody
great.
Is on board, and abiding by the rules and regulations of MMASA as well as IMAF. And I think we will have our coaches certification courses happening here soon.
Great, fantastic. What will the benefits be for the gyms to be affiliated with MMASA? What do they gain out of it?
Well, MMASA is a regulating body for amateur as well as professional in South Africa. So we represent all MMA in South Africa.
Okay.
We are also registered to the international body IMAF, which I'm one of the directors. I'm the director for Africa. So the benefit is obviously being part of the provincial teams, getting to the nationals, getting to international events, and then the cherry on the cake, or whatever they want to call it, is going to be to go to the World Championships. South Africa has already been involved with IMAF and World Championships since I think it was 2016, somewhere there. And I was the national team coach those years. I think we brought back 2 world titles. It was Amanda Lino, which is everybody knows, and then Vessel Mostert. And then from there we just grew from strength to strength. Obviously IMAF became more powerful in the sense of growing from 40 countries to over 100 now. And so there's a lot of benefits for our fighters, amateur wise, and then also leading up to professional. There's actually a survey done, and you can actually go online and just have a look at it. How many IMAF athletes are now involved with UFC and all the big promotions, professional. I'm actually quite proud to be part of IMAF, and MMASA being part of IMAF.
Can you just explain to our viewers what is IMAF? Because I know we know what IMF is, but just explain, give them a background on it.
IMF is the first amateur body that was established by our founder, August Wallen, from Sweden. And basically, he saw the need for amateur. So what happened with MMA is there was always a professional side and not an amateur side. So now what IMF is doing is we're trying to turn the pyramid the other way around, so that there will be amateur working towards professional. And that is our main goal. And then obviously our main goal is eventually to get athletes to the Olympics.
Okay, yeah, fantastic. So yeah, and talking about the Olympics, how is IMF and MMASA making strides towards becoming a realistic goal at where MMA athletes can compete at the Olympic Games?
Look, we are having a battle, obviously, because it's not easy to get into the Olympics, and because of certain political situations, sport-wise. Our president, Kenneth Brown, and our CEO, Kenneth Brown and Denzine White, are both ex-Olympians. And also Kenneth being a medalist in the Olympics, they've been fighting our cause for quite a number of years now, and we are making strides. We have taking certain measures and steps and legal steps because we are not accepted by the guys who are now IOC commissions. So basically what we're trying to do is to get Denzine White and then obviously Kenneth Brown has been fighting our cause and to get us a step closer to being accepted. So we also did certain steps that we took legal steps against WADA. So that is still carrying on. There is some positive leeway that has been made. So I think it's just a matter of time, and they cannot ignore MMA. MMA is obviously one of the biggest and fastest growing combat sports or contact sports in the world. So I think it's just going to be a matter of time.
Yeah, look, I mean, we understand as well. I mean, I've been involved in other sporting fraternities, and everybody is trying to get into the Olympic Games. This is a queue, for those that don't know. You're not in front of the queue. You're somewhere in the queue, and you've got to present your case better than the next sporting body. And then I know also with SASCOC, you've got to have all your things in place that makes you eligible to basically put an application forward to be in the Olympic Games. So it's not easy. It's a lot of work. So Raymond, from our side, thank you for the amount of work that you're putting in to try and get them into the Olympic Games. How can the athletes go online? Look at you guys have got an app that's available to the guys. Can you give us some background on the app?
Yes, they can go into the IMF app and download it. It's, as far as I know, it's on Google or wherever you download it. So on the Play Store you can download that and then register. There is a coaching where you can actually register as a coach, but you have to have done the IMF coaching course before you can become a coach. It doesn't matter how many years you've been in the sport, how good you are, which world champion you are. You still got to do the course.
Basically a vetting process from your guys' side, which is all good, because there's so many guys running around and we all have to be uniform and all under one rule. So you understand, So
and I'll explain it this way. There's some people that just want to get into the position of being a coach or whatever the case is, but they haven't done the course. They just expect to be honorary or something like that.
No, it doesn't work.
Personally, I've done the course. And something. I think I'm a little bit older than most of those other chaps that want honorary recognition. I've done the course. I've been on the floor. I worked with Dr. Andrei Marshinov. I was thrown around, did all the techniques that was necessary. So, am I the best MMA guy in the world? No. Am I the best in Africa? No. But I'm the first official black belt for MMA under the IMF body.
Congratulations.
In Africa. So, and like I say, I'm not the best, but I'm there, I'm leading the way, and I would like people to follow.
I think the biggest battles you and I fight is our age,
Well, there we go.
Every day we get up in the morning and don't feel a bit worse than yesterday, I always tell people my hands can take it, but these little joints can't take it anymore.
All the things. Everything is here for you.
To get on the floor at our age and put it down is not easy. So congratulations on that. Any advice or anything imparting that you'd like to tell the MMA athletes, the coaches? What does the new year hold, especially with all the COVID restrictions? We can't have events, and I know it's a very negative time for everyone. It's very difficult for the athletes. It's training and training, not knowing when they're going to have their next match. We're trying to stay positive on our side. Encourage them to keep training, to keep busy. What you as the head of MMASA would like to say to the athletes and the coaches that have been falling along the wayside due to this pandemic?
Yeah. Look, like I said, it's been a difficult time for everybody, and me being a full-time coach and also, teacher for sport, it's not easy, but there is light in the tunnel. IMF has already announced that our first international event will be the Asia Open. That will be happening in Kazakhstan in June. And then also we are looking at the Africa Open. That would probably be around the 4th of September. Okay. And that will definitely take place in Gauteng. And at this point of time, we are looking at obviously the World Championships that will happen. We will still make sure that whoever is going to take the bid for hosting the World Championships, that will then be hosted obviously in November, somewhere there. But we have a couple of international events that's got to happen. National, we will probably have our provincials in early February and nationals end of February, early March, so that we can select our national team. You see, what we do with our national teams at this point of time, there's guys and girls that is already in the national team. And unlike some other sport types where you actually every year you select a new national team, we don't want to do that. We just want to build onto our national team that's already existing. So we're looking at the new talent that comes in, and then from there we just build on to the girls and boys that's already participated at the World at the IMF World Championship, and we just become a stronger team. So we don't want to just say, okay, you got to reapply to get into the national team. So we're looking at the new blood coming in and then building on existing national team, because a lot of those national team guys and girls might turn pro and we lose out for the amateur side. But that is where we do the feeding ground from amateur and eventually for them to go to the pro side.
I just want to bring up a point as well, Raymond, which I have brought up in the past a lot, is the athletes, although we've been in bad times, do not understand how lucky they actually are that guys like yourself have actually put in the time, putting the effort. And I always refer to a saying of mine, we live in the golden age of MMA. When we were youngsters, we never had access to 99% of the structures, the coaches, the knowledge. I mean, we were talking about it the other day. We used to watch movies and mimic the moves, and then we'd like get a little training video from somewhere and we'd retrain those drills. And the guys need to also, the athletes need to also step up to the plate and relish what they have, because we never had it. And I mean, if I wish I was younger, I wish I'd be a world champion. If I was exposed to all these things. So for me, and for the athletes, thank you for what you guys are doing. We are in the background. Gods of War wants to be part of what you guys are doing. We want to grow the sport, and for us, it is a pleasure to be involved with bringing young athletes through the ropes and saying one day, yes, that guy fought at Gods of War and today he's fighting in the UFC. We really see that. We love it. We love the sport. We want to be part of it, and we hope things go from good from strength to strength.
Well, the thing is with especially now with the IMF, we are also now doing the grading systems, where you actually go from belt levels. So we can go from our youth right up to senior. So you don't need to be a professional fighter or even a fighter to grade. It's like jiu-jitsu, like kickboxing, they have certain grades. So we actually do that as well now. So you can actually go online, you can check in our IMF app, and there's a grading system. So you go from white belt to eventually to black belt. So that is also being provided by IMF. So if I can recommend all clubs, all instructors, get involved, become a coach and start grading your students. But there is a system. We've established a grading panel, which will probably this week coming, I will have a meeting with our grading panel to set up the system, how we're going to do it for next year. Early next year, we want to start with that. And then we've already have gradings done, but that was by Dr. Andre Marshall. But now this is going to happen by our own panel that we've established. So that is coming very soon, and we need instructors and coaches to be on board. We know there's some guys that actually said, yeah, but MMA, we don't want gradings and blah, blah. Look, it's your choice. You know, we're not going to force you to do anything, but we would advise you to do it, because that is going to be the pathway where we're going to go. So advising you guys, you know, get onto being part of MMASA, be part of the IMAF group, and then also that is going to be opening up massive doors for you to actually get into international events. And then there we go. And then also the other app that I would like everybody to start getting involved with is obviously My Next Match. So My Next Match is also another pathway where obviously we have to check the medical history, etc. Because we are part of a system called Safe MMA. So you have to be cleared by Safe MMA to participate in any international event. And South Africa, we have now established all these different boards and panels, and we also got our medical commission. So we have to work alongside with my Next Match as well as Safe MMA, so that you will have green flags. If you have a red flag, obviously you won't participate, because maybe it means you've been sick, been knocked out, etc., etc. So those things got to be seen internationally as well as nationally, because if you participate, get knocked out, get hurt, whatever the case is, and we don't know, that is where the problem starts.
Yes, 100. You know, concussion lasts quite some time.
So there's a probation period, etc. And unless you get those ticks and it's a green light, you will not participate. So we have to keep it safe, very important. And then also we have our drugs and sport. We do have to control that as well. We have Michelle Verrocken, who's in charge of that from UK. And so don't do certain things that's going to get you in trouble. It's a 4-year ban, and it's not easy to, you know, if you get that ban, it is a problem. You know, so
we've seen it with John Jones. We've seen it with the top pro athletes, how they get sidelined, their career comes to an end very quickly.
So that's very, very
and we attended. Also for the fans, I attended at boxing summit. With the Minister of Sport was here, and the first topic was the steroids in the sport. And I tell you, that guy went on a rant for 30 minutes on how it's killing people, how it's damaging people, and it's damaging the sport. You know, so, and especially on the amateur side, I mean, I can tell you now myself, and Martin are very strict on it. You know, we have had I can say not complaints, but we've had things in the past where guys, we said no, we can see a mile away. You know, we know the signs, you know. So, and it's hard to enforce because we don't have the facilities to do testing. Do you guys do random testing at events, or is it something that's going to happen in the future?
Well, obviously IMAF does that. The Africa Open, we do that. It's compulsory. We have to, you know, that is one of the rules and regulations we have to abide by to eventually get into the Olympics. So yes, we do it. Did we have some positive results here before? Yes, we did. And those chaps got banned. You know, where if someone wants to find out what banned substances they, like a lot of the guys take, for example, supplementation. It might be having one or two markers that we call them. They got those markers in them that will register positive as a steroid. Where can they go and look up that kind of information? You know, I think drugs and sport, if you go and just Google it.
I'll put a link.
So we have our facilities that actually specialize in that, and they will give you all the substances that are banned. We have an open policy. We have everything that is, how can I say, we don't want to keep anything down, you know, because a lot of people will come up and say, but you know, this is a secret society. It's not. It's open. You know, we need to make sure and expose anything that is irregular. You know, even myself as president, you know, I need to be above board. You know, like I say, I'm not perfect,
None of us are.
And the thing is we need to have positive feedbacks, even with podcasters and things like that. We've had so much negative impact on some of these podcasting people that wants to just break down MMASA and everything that's happening. Yes, we all made mistakes and there's a lot of things that were done wrong, but we need positive information because the whole world is so negative.
Yes, yeah.
And we need some positive input, and the thing is I was approached by one of the podcasters one day, and he kept on attacking me, and I said to him, look, I'm not interested in talking to you if you're being disrespectful.
100%.
And the thing is why can't you see the positive things that are we doing instead of just hammering on negativity, So, and eventually I just couldn't talk to him anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'd like to just thank the Vine Eatery here at Moffat on Main for hosting us, myself and Raymond. Raymond, anything you'd like to say as a closing statement from MMASA as the president to the coaches, the athletes and future gyms that in the province?
Yeah. Well, just to say, we are here to support the athletes, we are here to support the coaches, the clubs, and all we need is your support. And if there's any questions, any problems, our doors are open, but we need to have positivity. In a world at this point of time that went through this COVID situation, we need positive feedback. We need to encourage each other and help each other and assist each other. So there's so much to be done, and we can do it if we work together. It's better to work together. We don't always have to agree on certain things, but if we work together, we can actually accomplish so much more. So keep it strong, keep it real.
All right, thank you, Raymond. Thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Guys, watch our page. We'll have some more updates. We'll be putting some of the links up. Whatever, any questions you need, you can direct to us. We will get it through to Raymond and his team. Yeah, so good luck out there today.
Thank you.